What is going on, everyone? I am Josh with 625 Media, and thank you for once again joining me here on From the Attic. So I wish I had some super exciting content for you this week. I guess the thought of what it means if we accomplish what I'm about to talk about, that's exciting. But the process of actually sitting down and deciding what these things are, it's not always that exciting. In fact, it's very tough for me to do. It's the part of this that I don't necessarily enjoy. I had somebody ask me the question today, how are you enjoying the process? Or do you enjoy the process? And for the most part, yes. The answer is absolutely yes. I love to create. I love digital media and content, and I'm really enjoying learning about how this all works, especially from a blogging or a vlogging point of view. It's a world that I've never really been part of, and I'm learning so much and how much really goes into it. If you ever thought that bloggers or vloggers were just free spirits who decide to write whatever they want, whenever they want, it's a full-time job. It really is, and I'm glad right now that I'm not depending on it because I cannot dedicate 40 plus hours a week. Some of these people out here, 80, 90 hours a week just doing this to make money. So I am enjoying the process. I'm enjoying the knowledge that I'm gaining. But it's really been kind of free-spirited for us. We've kind of set some schedules, kind of decided what we wanted to do, kind of said here and there, hey, I'm going to do this now and I'm going to do that now. But we haven't really set any benchmarks or goals for us to reach. So Sunday, I talked a little bit about that. We need to develop strategy. We need some goals. So Monday, being off because it's a holiday, got up, got some coffee, and guess what I did? I forced myself to sit right here at this desk and create some goals. And we're going to go over those goals. So that way, not only can I judge myself over this month, you can judge how well I'm doing as I update you throughout the month. So, 4 categories: social media, content, voiceover, t-shirts. Those have been our main areas of focus. Those are the areas that really drive what we're doing, and those are the areas that I need to progress in order to keep the momentum and finally make some of these side hustles profitable. Okay? So, let's get to it. We'll start with social media goals because this is really our main marketing arm right now. We're not paying for any advertising. Our blog is a marketing tool, and it is a content tool, but really the word gets out through social media. So whatever I'm doing, I have to lean on social media. And the only way for us to keep growing is to grow the base, grow the follow. It's like an election. We have to grow the base. All right. So for September, here are my goals. Now I've got the goals, and I've also got where we ended up in August as far as followers go. So we can kind of gauge how lofty or not lofty my goals are for each platform. Excuse me. So for Facebook, 150 followers is what I want, or what I am striving for by the end of September. We ended August with 84, so not quite double. Twitter, I want 50 followers by the end of September. We started September with 14, so we want to more than triple our following on Twitter. Instagram, I want 100 followers by the end of September. We actually had 54 in August, and if you remember, we grew that very quickly. So I think if I go back to what I was doing, which was really, it was more about the t-shirts on Instagram than anything, I think we can hit that 100 follower mark very, very quickly. Excuse me, I need some water. All of a sudden, I gotta speak, and my throat does not want me to speak. YouTube. So this is really our main content, where we house the bulk of our content, because a lot of what I'm doing is video right now. I want 100 subscribers to the YouTube channel. This one is the loftiest of all. We had 2 subscribers in the month of August. Yes, I want to gain 98 subscribers. Will we get there? I don't know. I don't know, but I want to see how close we do get, because that'll help me set the goals for October, really. Pinterest, I want to have 25 followers by the end of the month. We had 5 coming into it. And then Mix. Mix is it's a site. It used to be Stumble Upon. They kind of shut down and transitioned into Mix. I have no followers there. I want 25. So how am I going to get there? How am I going to do it? I'm going to drink some water first. I know that's very, very unprofessional of me. All right, so one thing I want to do is I want to try to grab some organically. So one thing that I'm hypothesizing, and it's based on my own interaction with people on social media, I want to follow 5 to 10, I'll call them random, but it's not really random. It's kind of selective, but random at the same time. But new profiles every day. When I get followed, I almost always, without question, follow these people or these entities back. Why not? They're following me. I want to see what they're up to too. Even if it's a simple majority of those, we should be able to hit those numbers just by doing that. If my hypothesis is correct, and most people treat it the same way that I do. So if 51% of the people using social media treat followers the same way I do, we should have no problem getting there. My concerns will be like YouTube. YouTube is a little harder to get your subscribers. You've really got to have content. We'll talk about that here in a second. We'll also be leveraging Facebook and Twitter threads and conversations. You might know them as follow trains. Now, it's a little cheaty, but with the groups that I'm a part of or that I follow, we're all really trying to do the same thing if you cut out the context. We're trying to produce content or use some skill that we have gained over time to make money. And we're trying to help other people who are trying to do the same thing. So if we're following each other, we may be able to actually exchange ideas and learn from each other. Even if, like, this person over here makes hair ribbons, and I'm not saying that as a put down, because there's some really awesome hair ribbons out there. I wish I had hair to use them in, but I'm doing voiceover. We may do something in our side hustle that translate to the other one, and we can pick up those ideas. We can connect. It's about connecting, and the more chances we have to connect with someone else, the better. We build the base. The Facebook threads I'm going to use for all of the social media platforms. Twitter, I'm going to focus solely on Twitter and YouTube because I found there's some very specific accounts on Twitter that focus on Twitter and YouTube. So it only makes sense for me to kind of section Twitter off into that part of it. But that's really how I plan to meet my goals for September for social media. So let's talk about content, because what is the social media following if we don't have content to share? So here are my goals for content. Now, this first one is more about blog views. So my goal for September is to have 500 views. That's 131 more views than we had in September or in August. That is actually less of an increase in views than we had from July to August. So I think that's very doable. As long as we stay consistent with how we've been gaining those views, we should be able to do that. I'd like to see a lot more organic viewership or some viewership from other social media platforms other than Facebook. My goal for written content, I hope to produce 3 written blog posts in the month of September. We'll see if I get there. I've kind of shied away from it a little bit. It's just been so time consuming. Launch 1 new vlog segment or video content idea. So I want to do something more, at least one more type of content than what I'm already doing. So right now I'm doing this vlog/podcast style video twice a week, and I'd like to do something else that's a little more constructive. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. The way we're going to get there, we're going to leverage our scheduling tools and social media to distribute the content. We're going to grow the YouTube channel because I don't want to just think that blog views are going to measure the success of how well the content's being received, because YouTube is where most of it's housed. So we have to take those stats into consideration as well. And then, I want to implement one new content idea. So whatever that idea is, whether it's a vlog segment or just another type of video that I'm going to be doing, I want to implement that. Some of those ideas, because one of them is really silly, but I think they're good ideas, and they help raise a little more awareness to what we're doing here. So as far as like vlog or blog goes, I've got two ideas. I've got one called T-Shirt Tuesday, where I would design like a T-shirt or a hoodie design, and you would watch me do it, but I wouldn't just be talking about, okay, I'm going to use this brush, and I'm going to do this little shape, and I'm going to use the pen tool. No, I want to talk about various topics that have to do with what we're doing, whether it be voiceover or it be the T-shirts or whatever it is that you want me to talk about. Really more just the conversation thing while I force myself to design T-shirt designs. It's really, really what it is. Two birds, one stone. Workout Wednesday. So no, I'm not getting into health, although I probably should work out. Again, I got on the bandwagon and got off, but I should do that. But I'm going to do it for vocal workouts. So I've been researching different exercises and practices and workout techniques for your voice and your voiceover skills. I want to do that once a week, where I try out one or two of these exercises and kind of give my thoughts and show you how it's done, or at least how I interpret how it's done. Again, showing you that there are ways to practice, and that, yes, some of them might look silly, but we'll do that over time and see how well they improve our skills. And then I want to do something with sock puppets. I don't know if sock puppets are cool anymore, but they're cool to me. And if you know anything about my past, you know that I have a little bit of an affinity for puppets. I'm not the best puppeteer on the planet, but I love working with them, and I love making them come to life. So my thought was maybe solicit the following for questions that the sock puppet can answer. Call it Ask a Sock Puppet. Make it simple. But I want to do something with the sock puppet. I don't know if I'll get that launched this month, but that's in the works, and I'm heavily considering it. We'll see when that comes. All right, so moving on. Goals for voiceover. Voiceover, I keep saying it's the whole reason that this idea even came to be. It's big that I'm making goals for this, because for so long we just talked about it like, yeah, I'm going to do voiceover, and we never did anything. So now here's some goals to gauge whether or not I'm actually doing it or not. September, I want to land one voiceover job. One. You got to think, for the last 2 months we've had none. I want to land one. I call it create a Fiverr promo video, because it's really, when I think of this is the site that I think of. But really just have a more professional marketing tool or a marketing video that we can use to try to grab some freelance work. I want to create the voiceover resume. We talked about that on Sunday, where I don't really have a resume, and I probably should consider it, considering it's, I'm applying for jobs. I should have a resume. This is more of a part of a long-term goal, but by the end of September, I would like to section voiceover off into its own section on the blog. And my ultimate goal with the blog, and we're talking 3, 4, maybe 6 months down the road, I want each type of content to have its own section. So that way, it's not just a hodgepodge of topics. Here is the main landing page. Here are the things that we cover. Here's the different sections that you can find them in. And really more give it a little more structure and hierarchy as far as the blog goes. And then I'm tipping my hat here. I want to launch the Workout Wednesday voice exercises content this month. I think it's probably the easiest one to do. And I've already started to research it, so there's no reason why I shouldn't. No timetable yet, but definitely by the end of the month, we'll be launching that. So that only leaves one more topic, and that's T-shirts. And it was when it first started, I got really excited about it because people were like, "Oh yeah, that's cool," but we weren't getting any sales. Part of it's because I didn't make any goals for myself, and again, we get back to that. That's why this is important, because we need to have something to shoot for to keep us motivated. So I want to make at least 3 new T-shirt ideas in the month of September. So that's one a week for the next 3 weeks of the month. So this first week's kind of shot. Maybe I'll get one done this week. Who knows? But I want to do at least 3. I also want to incorporate fall and winter apparel. I call it clothing apparel, but hoodies are an option for me. I don't have to do just T-shirts. And I think with it being fall and winter coming around, I like to wear hoodies for like 6 months of the year. I know a lot of people out there that like to wear hoodies. So I think it's a good move for us moving forward, at least by the end of the month. I want to generate 10 sales. 10. I think in 2 months we've had 4 sales. So this month I want to generate 10 sales. How are we going to do this? Well, we're going to continue to leverage our social media platforms, and really the big 3: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I was getting the best response out of Instagram, so that's why I really wanted to focus on building the Instagram following, and I want to keep the apparel side on Instagram because it's a more visual platform, and sharing those designs and those images really makes sense there. So let's see if we can drive some traffic there and get some sales. And then I also want to include like a mini commercial in our vlogs and other YouTube videos for the T-shirts. I think it's a good idea, because if you didn't know anything about it and you stumbled upon the video, how am I going to drive you to buy some merchandise? Let's just throw it in the video. Okay. So that's it for our goals for the month of September. I know that we kind of quickly went through them, but they're not complicated goals. And that's the wrong thing. I'm still set up for Sunday. That's okay. I'll leave it in. I'm not that worried about it. So again, they're really not complicated goals, and I don't need to go that far in depth. I wanted to make sure you had an idea, of how I'm going to be trying to accomplish these goals. But it's driving the numbers of our followers, and then continuing to take forward steps in things like voiceover. So setting a goal of actually getting a job, starting to make some money out of it, and then polishing up those other things like doing an actual video, doing a promo video, getting a resume together, actually getting in and doing some new graphic designs for some T-shirts or some hoodies, setting myself a sales goal, giving myself a benchmark to really grade myself at the end of September. Okay, this month marks the 3rd month that we've been in operation, and we're going to end this quarter, and we've just, at this point, just kind of arbitrarily graded ourselves each month. And I feel like they're fair grades, but there's nothing to really back them up. Now we have some numbers and some benchmarks to back them up. And regardless of what it is that you're doing, it's important to have those goals. Now, I don't like setting goals. I'm not really a big fan of telling people that they didn't meet their goals and how they can meet their goals. It was one of the things that I didn't necessarily enjoy about my previous job. I mean, it's part of it, but I'm not someone who wants to tell somebody else that they didn't meet their goals. I can tell myself all day, you didn't meet your goals, dude. I have that relationship with me. You should have that relationship with you too. But without them, we don't have any way to drive ourselves. If I'm driving myself and I have no destination, what am I really doing? I am just blowing in the wind and doing nothing important other than just doing things to say that I'm doing them. So I'll be working very hard over the next 3 to 4 weeks to see how close we get to these goals. I will update you each week on Sunday on where we are with these goals. I'm even keeping track week by week of the social media following just to see how we trend throughout the month, where my focus and efforts need to be, so we can do our best to meet those goals. I'll pose this question to you: are there any goals that I left out or any things that I didn't touch on that you feel that I should be making goals for. If you have any ideas, please leave them in the comments of either the blog or on the YouTube video, and then take a trip over to those social media platforms. Follow 625 Media, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram. Mix, if you're a mixer. I don't know, you're a KitchenAid. I hope you have the pasta attachment. I really want one of those. All right, enough said. So that's it. I'll check in with you Sunday. We'll see how far we've gotten with these goals. Hopefully we've made some good progress. But if not, we've got a lot of work ahead of us. All right, I'm Josh. This has been From the Attic. I'm just going to point at him. 625 Media. I'll see you Sunday.